Phil, a prestigious night for the Heritage Committee in particular, the next 4 inductees into the Hall of Fame?
We had a wonderful night last year. We weren't really sure how it was going to go when you do it for the first time. I think everybody said if you could replicate that on an annual basis, it would be really worthwhile. It's something that we're honoured to be involved in. It's a prestigious evening. I think it's something that perhaps has been long overdue to do it formally at a club like this. I think it's fabulous that it ties in with the regeneration of the stadium and the ability to commemorate these people formally, as well as with a certificate and a salver. And I think there's a lovely feel in the room as well, and yeah, it's a great night.
And talk us through the process where you arrive at the 4 inductees.
Well, you're either eligible or you're not eligible under the criteria that have been set, and they're quite stringent, and that's deliberate because we wanted to make sure that the people who went in were the most exclusive of clubs. So you have to play 150 games, you have to play representative rugby, you have to make a contribution to the sport, and you have to have been retired for 5 years. So there are approximately 126 people are eligible, and it's just in what order or what balance of people do you put in at any one go. And we look through all the available candidates, we make a case for each one, we like a spread across the evening of people who can be with us, and for the first time ever this year, relatives of people who are deceased. And I think that the important thing is it's not done in any order, it's done to make it the best possible evening it can be. And the spread tonight covers 65 years from the debut of the first player to the last player. And we recommend to the Leeds FNA board, and they decide whether our choices are correct or not.
I suppose the quality of the Hall of Fame can be seen by those who aren't eligible. You know, some of the greatest names in the sport's history are not eligible to join this Hall of Fame. It just shows the calibre you need to be.
Well, one of the first things we decided was, for example, do you include some Australians who came over on short-term contracts and made really big impacts, but didn't play a significant part in the history of the club over a period of time. So yes, even people like Ellery Hanley, who everybody will acknowledge is arguably the player of the generation and had 2 wonderful years here, won't qualify for the Leeds Hall of Fame because he didn't play enough games. And to be fair, his Hall of Fame should be at Wigan, where he won all his trophies. So yes, we wanted to be deliberately stringent. The biggest debate we had was how many games would you have had to have played to be eligible to be in the Hall of Fame, and we think 150 is fair and representative. In the olden days that would have probably been 5 seasons. Nowadays for the modern player it's probably more than that because of they play less games. So yeah, it's there for a reason, and it's to make sure that if you are in, you're somebody really, really special. And
tonight's also about celebrating 3 significant anniversaries: 50 years since the Water Splash final, remembering the 78 final, and of course 1988, the Yorkshire Cup for a generation of Leeds fans, the only chance of glory they had.
I think again, everyone has a different story. You know, 68 will be the most iconic final ever in the history of the game. You can see that with all the documentaries that are being made, the plays that are being staged, the fact that there's a book out and still the Wakefield fans don't believe that justice has been served. 78 for certainly my generation was the greatest game we'd ever seen. The biggest comeback ever seen at Wembley at the time, only ever been beaten once since then. 10-0 down after 6 or 7 minutes, you just thought, there's no way we can come back from this. And the Phil Cookson try and the John Holmes drop goal on his wrong foot as he's leaning back will live forever. And then you look at 88 and you think, wow, we had 23,000 people for a Yorkshire Cup final. Fabulous occasion, 2 teams that were at peak form at the time, slight underdogs, but we were just starting to build this team of greats that led into the 90s when we started getting back to Wembley again, and all very special. Already seen some players coming in tonight from all 3 of those teams, and promises to be wonderful this evening.